I'm Adair from Rutledge. My work explores American customs and how they shape gender roles, influence our youth, and impact racial stereotypes. The Azalea Trail Maids is a nearly 100-year-old tradition in my hometown, Mobile, Alabama. Every year, hundreds of high school women try out for this court, and only about 50 are selected on merit. Their main role is to dress up in signature antebellum-style costumes, attending civic events, and posing for pictures, embodying the ideals of Southern hospitality, as they say. There are a lot of layers in this work, the most obvious one being the dress. This Gone with the Wind style costume is custom made, weighs 50 pounds, costs families up to $6,000. Taylor here told me, now I have the dress. They're not wearing the dress anymore. It's a new thing now. In the context of today's debates over Confederate monuments and Black Lives Matter and the Me Too movement, the Azalea Trail Maids is an interesting but complicated tradition. Thanks for looking.
I'm Amelia, Bjesse-Puffin. I'm here at Park. This is my home skate park. This is where I skate the most, and that means this is where I do most of my skate photography. When I started skating as an adult, I realized that while skating wasn't as sexist as it was when I had been a kid, it was still really male-dominated. There's not a lot of material for skaters who aren't cis dudes, but I realized that I really wanted to be part of changing that. So in order to do that, I did a project for a year where I interviewed and photographed every skater that I skated with that wasn't a cis dude, and I made a zine out of that. Instead of being just angry about it, I wanted to be part of the change. So that's why I photograph who I photograph.
Hello, my name is Amiran White, and I'm a documentary photographer currently based outside of Eugene, Oregon. These 10 images are from an ongoing project depicting the Chinook Indian Nation, a community whose ancestral lands sit at the mouth of the Columbia River. They're based both in southwest Washington and northwest Oregon. They are a tribe that are not federally recognized and have been working hard for years to clarify their status. And that's kind of what got me involved in the first place. But I have just continued to document them at any chance that I have. My goal being really to show how hard the Native people have worked to keep their culture alive, that despite all they survive. They exist. They are still here.
Hi, my name is Aunna Moriarty. I'm a multimedia artist in the Seattle area who works primarily in photo, video, and set design. The work I have on display at Blue Sky Gallery is titled In That Moment, a psychologically driven body of work that takes a closer look at the influences of dreams. Constructing sets to perform in allows me to materialize my distorted experiences within dreamland and examines the psychological weight of artifacts, structures, and colors. For example, in my second set, I am positioned in a desert landscape with teeth-like rock structures in the background, posing within an anxiety-inducing orange room with a bed that I cannot hide under because there is no mattress. I'm out in the open. My body shakes from the suspense. Something bad is going to happen. The set is inspired by the dreams in which I lose teeth, a sign of feeling out of control. I hope you enjoy viewing my series, and maybe it will inspire you to investigate your dreams as well.
Hi, I'm Barbara Strigel, speaking to you from Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm going to share with you some images from my series In the Leeway today. Leeway is defined as the allowable margin, and in this case refers to the space we give each other in a marriage to be our true selves. The images are self-portraits as well as figure studies of my husband Wolfgang, and the project was inspired by the way our differences in temperament have created tensions, but also made us interesting and mysterious to each other. My process involves digital collage, which removes context and helps to make the particular universal. You can see more of my work on my website at barbarastrigel.com and also on Instagram. Thanks for coming to this virtual portfolio walk.
Hello, I'm Chris Hurd from Ellensburg, Washington. For me, photography has always been about narrative, whether real or imagined. I suppose it has to do with the way we tend to think about photos as truth or evidence. When I make a photograph, I search for visual cues that may help me unravel the mystery I see before me. The process is an associative combination of the physical world, memory, and imagination. And I think of it as being a bit like writing a poem, very meditative and very enjoyable. Of course, the story I imagine may not be the same one the viewer sees, and that's the point. We all bring our own narratives to everything we see. It's a concept to keep in mind these days. Have a peaceful and healthy holiday, and thanks for visiting Blue Sky Drawers.
Hi, my name is Craig Duncan, and I'm the creator of Whispers of Truth. I'm a photographer and multimedia artist, but most of my series end up being photograph-based. I feel like this series dictates how my brain tries to communicate ideas. It's rarely linear, and it's like a cloud, so I can only grab onto little bits to explain myself. These are photographs that end up looking closer to painting than they do photography. I like to leave these little tidbits, like scratches or carpet, to lead you to the idea that these are photographs. I use different papers to make these installations, and then shoot them in a studio to compress that space and make them seem more like painting, essentially. And they aren't trying to trick you. They're meant to slow you down, to pique your interest, to get you to the idea that they're kind of like a puzzle. They just take time. And they are compressions of like three-dimensional space, but they end up looking two-dimensional, but they are three-dimensional compressions. And yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Cristal Tappan, and one of the things that I really enjoy about having the opportunity to speak to an artist in person is that you can gain a little bit more about them and their work that you wouldn't have otherwise. So I thought I would do some of that with you today. My series Cowardice was the first series that I'd ever completed. I was taking an intro to photography class to just try to even learn how to use a camera, and I did not have a remote when creating any of these images, so I was setting myself a timer and running from my camera to the closet. I have since then bought a remote because that was awful, and I will never do that again. Some of the objects that you can see in the images I still have, like my suitcase, which I continue to use and get really weird looks when I'm at the airport. Please reach out to me if you have any questions about the work. I know that this is a bit different than it's been in the past, but I really appreciate you being here.
This work is a meditation on the passage of time and photographic qualities of air and water. It is a study done near my home at False Bay on San Juan Island. On a calm October morning, I documented the changing sea and sky from first light until sunrise. The images are joined by a false horizon line, abstracting the landscape while drawing universal connections between the moon, tides, light, and changing morning sky. I adapted my portfolio for the drawers from a book published by the Dust Collective. This book is a bi-coastal dialogue between Barbara Bosworth, Alyssa Minahan, and myself. Each of our work is nature and photography based, but very different in approach. It is an honor to continue to be in dialogue with these artists.
Hi, I'm Ebenezer Galluzzo. I wanted to share with you all a little bit about my ongoing series, As I Am, which is in the Blue Sky photo drawers. This series was inspired by my coming out as a trans man, and I was drawn to objects that had gendered connotation and being able to shift the resonance and meaning behind them, creating a possibility of worlds through paradox. I also felt the need to bless my images through embellishment post-process, adding gold paper, gold paint, shimmer, and also gold leaf. This provided a way to shift the narrative from something that felt judgmental when I looked at pictures of myself to one of pride and celebration. If you can, head on to Blue Sky or look on their website to see the rest of my images from the As I Am series. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Jeana Edelman, an artist living in Portland, Oregon, where I have the good fortune of visual richness everywhere I look. So I look for cool stuff and take a lot of pictures when I'm out walking. When I see something interesting, I move close in, if I can, without trespassing. I twist and squat to find the graphic shot when all the elements click. Finding a bit of humor, a great color, a sublime composition, or unlikely components is golden. I love the thrill of the hunt and the magic of catching the scene in light that the camera loves as much as I do, making the occurrence twice as unlikely and me twice as lucky to come upon it. I'm also a maker of color paintings, black and white portrait and figure drawings, and fine jewelry. All complementary practices in their embrace of color, space, line, and a narrative of intimacy, a human story. Thanks for taking some time with pictures.
Hi, I'm John Feinstein, and these are images from my ongoing series Breathers, which are typological portraits of Northwest trees that serve as metaphors for my mother-in-law's early onset Alzheimer's disease, which she developed in her early 50s and has been battling for over a decade. For me, the structures, the holes and gaps and branches, the inconsistencies are a constant metaphor and reminder for the holes in memory loss and brain activity and the toll it's taken on her and our family. Thank you so much to Blue Sky for including me in Blue Sky Drawers.
Hi, my name is Kailyn Hooley, and I'm an interdisciplinary artist from Corbett, Oregon, but I'm currently residing in Anchorage, Alaska. The body of work I have here today is an exploration of personal identity before and after being diagnosed with an autism spectrum disorder. Utilizing photographic methods, I reflect on relationships and spaces that have influenced my state of being and becoming. As the author, I view these images as a constellation of stories that are an attempt to reclaim ownership of myself. I also view these images as a way of shedding light on the historical and contemporary stigma of autism. If you would like to see more of my work or have any questions, you can visit my website at kailynhooley.com, or you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Kevin Fletcher. I'm a cinematographer and photographer based in Portland, Oregon. I hope you enjoy my project Coupe du Monde. Sorry for the terrible French pronunciation. So, I happened to be in Paris a few years ago where I was working on a cinema project, which you can see in this video. It was black and white, very graphic, wonderful project to work on. I absolutely loved it. And while I was working on it, the World Cup was happening. So Paris would shut down so that the Parisians could watch the games. And of course I was happy to join in. Little did I know that after each win, tens of thousands of people would pour into the streets in utter jubilation. All around me was like images from the French Revolution, only happy. It was just incredible. So I got to make this video and I got to take these photos. I hope you enjoy them.
My name's Laura Kurtenbach. I'm an artist, photographer, and educator living and working in Portland, Oregon. My work is a means to better understand the world in which we live. In my documentary work, I seek to connect with people and investigate cultures. I focus on both what makes us all unique as well as what binds us together, our humanity and shared human condition. If we simply embrace other cultures and people, what we ultimately find is understanding and acceptance. In these portraits made in La Paz, Mexico pre-pandemic, my camera serves as a conduit, allowing me to connect and collaborate, to laugh and smile with my subjects and share a moment in time. The end results express the dignity, warmth, and loving nature of this place and these people. Thank you to Blue Sky for championing this and other photographic works. To see more of my documentary or fine art work, please visit www.photographic-evidence.com or www.laurakurtenbach.com.
Hi, my name is Lisa Bauso. My work that's in the exhibition drawers are work from Mexico. I tend to travel to places I'm not familiar with, and I do a street photography style, black and white photography, just observing the communities that I visit, and then try and frame the work in such a way that makes you compositionally appreciate it, and also just inquire in your mind as to what exactly is going on.
Hello, I'm Ralph Rinke, a photographer from North Vancouver, Canada. I'd like to thank Blue Sky Gallery for including my sound tapes in their 2020 Drawers program. Sound tapes are one of the earliest photographic processes dating back to the 1840s. I use the new sound tape process hand-coded on Stonehenge paper. This series was captured on an iPhone, and the images were all processed using the Snapseed app. Over the years, I've come to enjoy and been inspired by the Czech and German avant-garde photographers of the 1920s. To see more of my work, check out my Instagram feed at Ralph Rinke, and I'll leave you with a quick view of my studio dim room.
Hello, my name is Roberta Margolis, and I am fortunate enough to have photographs in Blue Sky Gallery's viewing drawers this year, 2020. Recently, I took a class from Bobby Abramson, and my goal for the class was to be more spontaneous in my work, so I started shooting instant photos. My husband Sheldon has always been very generous in working with me on being a model for my work. This work, it turned out the subject was Sheldon's spinal surgery, but it's really about the intimacy of our relationship that is decades long now. So I hope that you can find something in the book to relate to.
Hello and welcome. Today I thought I would take you along behind the scenes as I make an image for the series. The images in the flat file drawers at Blue Sky Gallery are from a series called Hinterland. They depict Superfund sites, distribution centers, extractive zones, incorporated townships. They look at how the economic modes of production have altered the land.
Hi, my name is Stephan Jahanshahi. I'm an Iranian-American artist based in Seattle, Washington. I'm primarily a photographer, but I also write and I do work with mixed media as well. The images on view in the flat files are from a body of work entitled Domestic Interior, which was an autobiographical project I started in 2018 and I'm continuing through the pandemic. As an artist, I'm interested in storytelling, especially the way in which a person will mold and shape an experience into narrative as a means to process what they've gone through and to find agency. I think artists have a great opportunity to advocate for beauty in quiet and private spaces, especially during the pandemic. I hope Domestic Interior speaks to people in that way, advocating for beauty close to home.